It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. It is a sunny Saturday morning before Everton play Forest, and I am joined by Liam, Paul, and Ian. We'll kick off with two from last week that we missed out from Maggie. So, Liam, come to you first on this.
Okay.
No pressure. In start again. Christ. In opening a delicious pack of Monster Munch, you have won a prize, and you are now this weekend's newest Premier League referee. What fixture do you most want to referee? Which player will you target? And how grovelling will the PGMOL apology be on Monday?
Whoever Liverpool player and Andy Robertson. Very easy, that one. Just go
Fair.
straight on. He's getting a red card for like a foul throw or something. Something really, really over the top. And like I'm going to get VAR to review it and then overrule VAR. I'm going to do it properly.
Oh, go to the screen.
Yeah, go to the screen and then keep me decision. Have the
Yeah.
ball to go, no, it was definitely ungentlemanly conduct, off. In fact, possibly even give him a second red card.
As he's going off.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because.
Going anyway, yeah. 6 matches, that, mate, yeah.
Good start. I like it. Paul?
He is my most hated player in the league, Andy Robertson. Maybe. I don't like United. I don't like Chelsea. I don't like Newcastle. I don't know. I can't. So it can't. But because I'm actually. Yeah, so it's going to be quite difficult. This. I couldn't. It couldn't be Everton, could it? And it couldn't be Liverpool because I'm from the same place. So maybe Anthony Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just for like dissent, or even when he hasn't done anything. And then the PGMOL grovelling apology wouldn't exist. I'd wait for them to make an appeal, and then I'd extend the ban for the frivolous appeal.
There are very few times when the word frivolous is used. Ian was definitely one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. I do like it.
Ian?
It's got to be Son from Spurs for me.
Oh, yes.
Never
Nice
liked him.
grudge holding.
Never liked him. You know what? That game when he did Gomez, I was in the Gladys Street, Low Gladys Street, that game, and you could see it coming because I think didn't he hold him off the ball?
He chased him down for ages,
Yeah,
didn't
he did.
So yeah, I'd book him for something like ridiculous, like not having his shirt in and then 2 bookable offences. So his laces being loose on his boots. Sorry, you've got to go.
Yeah, your shirt's not tucked in and your socks are down. Get off.
Yeah, it's just when he came out with like let's pray when he was doing that in the European game, and then obviously they rescinded the ban as well. It was like unbelievable. If that had been the other way around, there'd have been war on.
We've seen some strange stuff, haven't we? Like a player getting a red card overturned because he started crying.
And all the sympathy for him. Like James Coleman going to see him in the dressing room, like, he just broke your mate's leg. What are you going around going, don't worry about it, mate. Fuck off.
Go in and burst him. I think I reckon I'd try for the Anfield derby and play the Trammy card because I'm from Birkenhead. It can be done. Referees have done it. So I reckon I could get that game.
That makes you Mike Dean.
What's that?
Makes you Mike Dean, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the Mike Dean clause. Doesn't make me Mike Dean. It's just, I just
the Mike Dean clause.
I just use that clause. Van Dijk, the one for me. His greasy head and his little stupid beard. I just can't stand the sight of him. And
he's the lead singer from Boney M.
Yeah. And it's the way he swans round. Like, just thinking he's great. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good defender and all, but Christ, he's not as good as he thinks he is. And
he referees matches though, so you have got a chance.
Yeah, and he's untouchable as well. So
he gave us one of those underrated derby moments, not when he got injured, but when he broke all COVID laws to be on the bench when he was injured in the trackie in case they won and then they lost, and he just sat there in a big coat with his arms folded.
Yeah.
Like Brian.
If anything needs Curb Your Enthusiasm music, it's that clip, isn't it?
Yeah.
The apology would be Everton would never, ever get another decision go for them again. But the 10-0 defeat and the lifetime ban for Van Dijk would be worth it. So
yeah,
that's fair.
No, you got to take these things. And Maggie's second question: how devastated are you that Goodison Park might not now be getting demolished because of woke? Personally, she wanted to see the Park End fall. Classic Maggie, that isn't it? She's got such beef with the Park End. Paul, go ahead. Are you devastated that they might actually keep it for the women's team now and the whole thing won't be levelled?
No, I think it's good. I genuinely do think it's good, and it's rare that I disagree with Maggie, but I actually want the I want Goodison to still be there, although it just means that loads of copites can walk the dogs around there or continue to walk the dogs around there and not clean up after them as they usually do, don't they? Unless that's just like Everton fans shitting themselves before another relegation battle.
Think of the past now, then, mate. They're gone.
No, well, I hope so.
I've said it now. I've said it.
Yeah.
It's out there. Ian, how are you feeling about that?
I think it should be used for something, definitely used for something. Like I say, if it's going to help the women out and things like that, but they've obviously got to change it around and things because they're not going to get 40,000 things like that. So if he did take the roof off or do something like that, I would definitely like to see it as well because up here you've got the Stadium of Light, which is the new stadium, the Roker Park. That's a housing estate now. You've got the old Ayrton Park, which is a housing estate now, and things like that. And you just think all their memories from the games that have been played and things, and like you say, it's a housing estate now. So, mate, I'd love to see something be done with it. Definitely.
Yeah, and then maybe we could pass the curse on to the women's team.
Yeah, definitely.
Liam,
I think it's a positive thing. I think like if we're on a serious note for a moment, you've got like Michelle when the fund went. One of the first things that went was the women's team. It was kind of mothballed and absolutely sidedoored. So
yeah,
I think that's nice. The club's taken seriously. And on another note, I think about it logistically. It's not like it's where Highbury is and they're able to turn it into all those swanky flats. Because imagine if they did that with Goodison, you wouldn't see like ex-players like Hammers going, "Oh, when I come to Liverpool, I've got me flat just off County Road, me big apartments." So I think it's a good thing, and also it'd be a first of a team doing that. So it's a bit trailblaze, which we could put on that list of really mad firsts that we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would like to see it be used for that because obviously Walton Hall Park's got its limitations. Don't think they can do any more with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the women's game's just going to grow, especially if Everton put investments into the team now because they used to have a great women's team. It was Everton and Arsenal for years.
Yeah.
When the women's game wasn't quite as popular, which is typical Everton, isn't it? But yeah, that would be great to see. For me though, I'd like to see the main stand leveled because it's horrible.
Yeah. Although it's compromised, some of it can go. I mean, like the park end getting leveled is not the worst thing.
Although, if they did level the main stand in the park end, I'd like them to keep that corner where the roof sort of intersects the top balcony and creates an obstructed view, just as a reminder of the engineering feat that the park end was. But yeah, I think it would be good, wouldn't it? Because then the women's team have got a good ground that can get good attendances, and it's a win-win. Go ahead, Paul.
Just with what Ian was saying there, it's given me a thought of taking the roof off. I wonder if you could like put out to auction like a big massive mallet to go round and not individually knock all the obstructive views out. Or I'm going to take mine to Bramley Moor. Obviously, when we're playing shite, I'm just going to place it in front of mine.
Yeah, maybe we could do that actually instead of like selling off seats. Sort of like you can knock a brick out at a time. Could take a while, but imagine the satisfaction you get after
less time than the next time we see Calvert-Lewin score a goal. Go on, sorry, move on.
Right. We'll move on then. Hot topic: worst kickoff time you've ever witnessed? Anyone, any idea where this question's come from?
I know, yeah.
What we're waiting another 2 weeks for the Southampton kickoff.
Crazy, isn't it? I can't believe it still hasn't been sorted.
It's like to do it on purpose now, though, isn't it? Like we've got under the skin. Let's keep going now, which I kind of respect.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one thing that really sort of kicked it off for me last week and made me think about it more was when someone from the Annie Rapp weighed in on it.
Oh yeah,
and saying after the EFC fan advisory letter, what did he want? We just don't want it on a Monday. It's quite simple. He's like, I don't even know what time he wants. It's like, well, anyway, A, why does it bother you?
Yeah.
And two, shut the fuck up. Just, it was a really, really weird take. And then he, in the replies, he said something that was really shit as well. And it's just like, why are you even going on about this?
Who was it? Neil?
No.
Andy?
Nope.
John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, is a rap man someone who makes you lunch?
Sorry, Liam. What?
Sorry, nice to you. Yeah, is a rap man someone who makes you lunch or a fucking podcast to make your mind up, mate?
Yeah. No,
So yeah,
Never heard that before.
it did, yeah, didn't I? Anyway, where's kickoff time? Because there's been a few. People
Man City away, 11 o'clock, the 2nd of October, 2005.
I put that on
I was in Spain, so it was normal for me.
I put that on the Good Times Twitter because I'd been in me. I just joined uni, so I was in Freshers Week, and we'd have like obviously a party on a Saturday night like you do. And it was like 11:30 kickoff, and me and mate had to get to Manchester, and we didn't have any idea where we were going because we just moved away and stuff like that, and we got all the way there. And what made it worse was, I don't know if you remember the goals. Darren Mills scored possibly the best goal you'll ever see from about 35 yards out.
I don't remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ. Joke. So were you there, just hanging out your arse?
Me hanging out my arse, and then there was like I went to uni in Chester, but there was some kind of delay with the trains. We had to get from Manchester to Chester. The train back was a 3-hour train for some reason because of delays, which it shouldn't take that long. But like we had to go via crew because of delays. Like,
Jesus.
What?
Why does it take that long? They only have to write, man.
Yeah.
I remember getting a train back from Old Trafford once, and it took about 90 minutes to get from Old Trafford to Lime Street because I think it went the wrong way. It was the right train, but it just went like via South Manchester. And I think it went through Bury and Oldham and everything. Just went right round and then back.
God.
And we've just been walloped 5-1 as well. So that was a hell of a day.
The Southport miniature railway.
Yeah, honestly. Ian, where's kickoff time?
Well, for me, it had to be the 7 o'clock one. I know I put some on the thingy. I've got two. I would say the 7 o'clock one against Man United a couple of seasons ago, when we got beat. I think it was a 2-1 when Ronaldo scored his final 700 goal or something stupid like that. But the biggest one for me was Leicester New Year's Day. I was hanging. I've been out on the night.
Did you get down to that?
On the night, and we drove down. There's only about 9 of us went down. Took a 9-seater down there. I remember the game was just absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Vardy scored. Like he did the worst somersault I'll ever see. I think.
Winter salt.
Honestly, right, definitely spring salt.
and it was from a Michael Keane fuck up as well.
Oh, it was like an assist, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think I've told Les about this before. I had a nightmare that day. So like everyone, I was hungover. I used to live in town, and our party was that big. We lived off Duke Street. We didn't make it into town. That's how big our New Year's party was.
Jesus.
It was just like we went that hard.
What are you going to say? It was in the Echo Arena.
Yeah. we couldn't get into town. We were that bad. And then this is why I made the decision. I think I told Les, or I might have put my own mailbag ages ago when I was a listener. I went to the Blue Dragon and got curry and chips after the match, and it dropped on me brand new trainers.
Oh,
like the silver on them, and I was like, it was freezing. I was dead hungover. I was like, fuck hell. I'd only worn them twice as well because I got them for Christmas. Oh, mate, I was living.
Curry stains are not easy to get out either.
No.
Yeah, Ian, I can't believe you actually made that game. I watched that. I struggled to watch that on the couch because I've made the executive decision early that like I'm going to be in no state to get there. That's some effort.
We gone round to some pals and just sat there and had a few beers, listened to some music and stuff like that, and then made it home, and it was like an early start. And you know when you wake up and you think, oh, I'm fine, had a shower and stuff like that, and then as the day got on, you just get them sweats. And your first pint as you get down to go to the Black Horse, it was like 3 sips and like, oh god, I'm like so struggling with that. But I just sitting watching through it like that and just like, this is unbelievable, unbelievably bad.
What can you remember the exact point you thought I've made a terrible mistake here?
Kick off. Sitting down thinking I don't believe this. Maybe mate Dave was watching. No, Dave normally sits in the park end, and his missus sat in the park end in his seat, and he come and sat with me, and I remember him just thinking like, he just says, Bainesy, this game is shite.
it was really quiet in the ground as well, wasn't it? I remember watching on the telly, it was silent because everyone was obviously just sat there staring like, oh god. And the players, like the game was so shit, the players were obviously like, cannot be arsed playing at midday on New Year's Day. It was
like, whose idea was this?
It was so bad, wasn't it? Laura said that 12:30 on New Year's Day, no one needs that. It was even worse. It was actually midday. CD said, didn't we play Sporting Lisbon at 6 o'clock on a Thursday? I thought it was, but Liam, what time was it?
It was 5:45 because what happened was Liverpool dropped out the Champions League group phases and they were in the Europa League same time as us in the knockouts. The first legs both got drawn at home, and UEFA used to have this thing where you used to say you can't clash with Champions League games. So they said you'd have to be Tuesday at 5:45. So everyone had to like get an early dart or use a half day, which you must be fuming.
Yeah, it was murder getting there. Remember, it was just such a rush, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was mad.
Was that when Sylvan Distan?
You got sent off. Didn't you remember Yobo played like a kamikaze back pass? We're in total control of the tie, and then Yobo messes up, but Distan waits until he gets the penalty area to foul him.
Yeah,
and then gets sent off, and the tie just swings, doesn't it? After that,
we were well in control, weren't we? And then
because that Pinar goal was unbelievable, wasn't
it?
Yes. Is that the Park End that penalty, wasn't
it?
Yeah.
Which will upset Maggie more.
The curse of Park End. I do actually have a half and half scarf from that game as well. Because, as everyone knows, I do like a European half and half, but we won't go into that anymore. Good time, City Way 2005. One of our co-hosts rocked up for the end of Freshers Week. Not good. I take it Kev posted that then.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Kev, that was Kev's post, yeah.
And Tangled Up in Blue said kickoff that 7 p.m. one on a Sunday. Apparently, that's when it's going to be, isn't it? Which seems late to me.
Well, that 7 o'clock game, the Man United game, I got a lift down. I had to stay over on the Sunday night, and I had to get the train back. And my train was the only one cancelled the next day. I mean, it was a ticket I could get any. But with that, like, oh, by the way, of all the trains that have been cancelled, yours has been cancelled tomorrow. I was like, I don't believe it. She says, but you can get another one. Your ticket like is valid for that, but just the fact that I haven't to
leave. It's in 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. You've got to stay down for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it's just things like that. Can you ever catch a break? Nightmare. No. Denby, speaking of kickoffs, what's the best kickoff in a match you've ever seen? Paul.
Saturday 3 o'clock, the way it should be. I don't think there's any other right answer to that personally. But
no, go on. Sorry.
No, what's up?
No, I just realised someone in the reply. There's a reply I've missed. Someone said the worst kickoff time is 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
What? Really?
Yeah, no.
I'm not having that.
No.
Basically, to me, it's football.
That's bait. Yeah.
All right, Bane. Not Bane. It's still Tom Hardy.
Yeah. So 3 o'clock.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Shy didn't read it like that.
That's not why when they said the best kickoff you've seen, that wasn't what I
thought right. Oh, do you mean Fantascruff then? The Sevilla Liverpool final?
There you go. That is the old timer, that isn't it? Liam, got one.
Yeah, it wasn't actually. It was a non-league game. I go to watch Prescott Cable sometimes, and they were playing Ratcliffe Borough a few years ago, and basically the crowd terrorised the referee to give this pen that wasn't a pen in the last minute to make it 1-1. They were managed by John Mackin with Frank Sinclair's assistants, and then at the end, apparently Frank Sinclair punched Prescott's goalie in the tunnel because it just spilled out onto the pitch. And I'm talking like 30 fouls on the pitch, not like pushing and shoving, people just properly swapping it. And it went off. And then as it was calming down, I was like walking towards it. And one of my mates who's a bit high profile, I just saw him lash a pint, and then it all just kicked off again with the Ratcliffe fans. They had to close the bar down. And there was just this fella who you could tell has been banned from City or United. He was bald, but he was bright red, going, "Where's that lad with the beard?" And we were just like, "Don't know. He's been smuggled out." It probably went from 0 to 100. Like they had to shut the bar. There's this fella in the Radcliffe trackie. As you know, thing, when someone's really stressed, he was just walking around. He's about 6'3" as well, just going. And it was like, whoa, this is really escalated. But I watched it from a safe distance. I just kind of just hung back. I'm like, this is funny.
That's the best way, isn't it? If you're just out of it.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Liam, was that a euphemism? Was the Radcliffe Borough goalkeeper a woman? You said Frank Sinclair punched him in the tunnel.
Jesus.
That was I think that allegedly was Trevor.
Ian,
you're alleged Sinclair.
Best kickoff, I've got to say it would have to be Craig Bellamy and Kieran Dyer, just for the absolute anger in Lee Bowyer's face, like proper growling like a werewolf that he was going to like rip him apart.
It was amazing though. That was a good scrap. Did they get sent off?
Both did.
Yeah.
And as soon as offered them out afterwards, didn't he, in the dressing room? Souness went in and went both ears. And she...
And on
That's amazing.
The night
All
after on the news, it showed you them with the most like unfriendliest handshake ever, just like a.
Yeah, no sincerity in there at all.
McManaman and Grobbelaar then?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a good one. That was my first derby. That was good. Just slapped him. Grobbelaar was a horrible bastard, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that
Oh,
ponytail was even horrible.
Oh, he had a little
Oh,
rat's
yeah.
tail, didn't he? Like he'd just been to Malaga or something with his parents. Yeah. Oh,
Well, Rodney from Underfields North.
when he played for Southampton and he's tried to be funny, he's walking around with his cap, like getting money in from the supporters. I think that was when he was getting done for his alleged
Yeah,
match fixing.
the
taking
alleged
bribe.
match fixing. I think my one, Sunday League, it's got to be. So
Yeah.
we had a pretty rough team from the Ford. It was one of those teams where like you're glad you're in that team and not playing against them. But there was one game where there was probably about 7 or 8 fellas involved in like just a brawl, a bit of pushing, and no digs were thrown, but it was like it was heating up. One of our players just sort of walked into the melee. It stopped, he walked out, and then like the main aggressor from the other team just walked away, clutching his eyes. So our player had just gone in and just like gouged this fella in the eyes. Everyone just like, was like fuck that. This fella walked off and the game went on as though nothing had happened. It was like no bookings, no sending off. We're just like, right, so we carry on then.
And the guy was walking around like he was an extra in Bird Box.
Yeah, yeah, honestly. He must have just thumbed his eyes properly and just walked off. Incredible. Good way to stop a fight though, it seems.
Yeah.
Liam, not this Liam. Liam Fitz, if you could put any club's fan base in room 101, who would it be? Cop-outs are exempt as they would get an automatic pass.
Newcastle.
Took the word out of my mouth.
Sorry, Liam.
No,
Well-
it's okay. You're right.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Ian?
I don't even say anything else.
Ian?
Oh, Newcastle without a doubt.
Oh,
You've
okay,
got to
Sam.
think. It's
Well-
been murder. It's been murder up here, man.
Oh, I
Since
can
he won it.
imagine.
People in shirts that you've never seen in Newcastle shirts before.
Oh.
Women walking down the street with dogs with shirts on. It's like, oh man.
That's a nightmare. I saw one of them had a little pop of flusk on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, now saying
Look at
Everton haven't won it in 30 years. Fucking won something in 70, have we? Jesus Christ.
No.
They're a bit rum, aren't they? I'd throw Leicester and Luton in there as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe Arsenal for the Twitter as well. Although I love Arsenal as a club, normally traditionally, I feel like Arsenal's online fan base is just weird, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're weird, aren't they? The cosplaying cop-outs. It's
You said that last week.
yeah, they are though, aren't they? They're desperate. They're like desperate to have what Liverpool have got, and it's like just have your own thing. Don't sweat it.
The one as well. Crystal Palace. I hear Palace.
Oh, I like
I
Palace.
Oh, I like Palace. I've got a
I've
mate
got a
in
couple of
Palace.
good Palace mates.
Yeah, same.
I think it's because they battered us in the was it the Zenith data system?
Oh, the ZDS, yeah.
On an extra time.
I respect that grudge though. 30 odd
That
years.
is-
I'm on to that.
I'm a proper grudge holder when it comes to Everton. and stuff,
Man.
Yeah.
And I remember they battered us, like physically battered us.
Yeah, Ian Wright and Mark Bright were like battering Martin Keown, weren't they?
I know all fellas who've got the longest grudge ever against Dunfermline fans because they're the first team to ever beat us in a European competition.
I can see that.
I love that.
Dunfermline.
Jock Stein was their manager, wasn't he, at the time?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
My mum hates Grimsby on that. Joke when Paul Wilkins did this with Grimsby.
Oh yeah.
That was the first time she'd ever gone the match with my granddad. Like she's like 19, 20. But like even now she's not really that into football, but she still laughs if she sees Grimsby have lost. Because she's just like
amazing.
she went to the
I love
match
that.
with my granddad and like it's just like do you remember she's like we battered them and this fella with a pair. I was like, yeah, he ended up signing for us, mum.
You should go even further than that and never eat any fish ever. Because that's where most of the fish go.
I don't eat seafood, so I've took the mantle on for her.
Yeah, I think
Unconscious bias.
Oxford's my one. From
Who?
like Oxford from like
Back to
86.
86.
But I'm sure that's like because I was only 9. But I'm
Yeah.
sure that's like a product of my dad hating them as well for that. I mean, it was Everton's fault clearly what happened.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, it's just one of those weird grudges that I just can't stand Oxford United, and I think it must come from that. And
It's
my dad's
Maxwell and that though, isn't it? They're a bit like they were a bit rum as a club, weren't they? They were a
Yeah.
bit Thatcher friendly, we call them that as an organisation.
Yeah, and also like John Alder's playing for them. So
oh well, there you go.
You know,
Wimbledon as well. I never liked Wimbledon either.
No.
But their fan base, they had no fans.
That terrible dive what John Fashanu did in the FA Cup went against Gary Stevens.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
I saw John Fashanu walking through the Metro Centre. I think they were doing something at the Newcastle Arena for like gladiators, and me and my mate Metro Centre, and I walked past him, and I'd like said to me mate, I remember him diving against Everton in 1987, and he just turned around. He just turned around and looked at us and like walked away, and I thought, you heard?
Did he say?
Awooga! I love him do that ridiculous karate thing that he does when he was warming up.
Do you remember against Wimbledon? Do you remember Kevin Ratcliffe?
Yes, I was going to say this. The
headbutted by Vinnie Jones.
Yes. Yes.
Absolute shocker that.
Was that 88, 89?
It was around then, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, Wimbledon get a bit of a pass for 88, to be honest. I think that absolved a lot of things for me, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely. Next up, question from Good Times. Liam, do you want to read this one or?
Yeah, can do.
Sorry, put you on the spot there.
Yeah, it's almost like a rotor or something. The question that we asked, because you'll know, anyone who's listening to us, squad numbers and those sort of things are very much our purview.
It's the important stuff.
It is important to be like, what are your favourite and least favourite Everton squad numbers, maybe due to an association with a player, etc.
Sound. I've got a list. I've got the transfer market list of all the numbers up here. So if anyone picks any numbers, we can go through some of them.
11's the worst.
What's that?
11's the worst. You've got Pembridge, John Spencer, Theo Walcott, Jack Harrison. We got some really. I think 11's the worst.
You got Kevin Sheedy though.
Yeah, but he kind of predates squad numbers, doesn't he? Though.
Oh, okay.
Squad numbers.
Ah, right.
They came in. Our first number 11 for those was Peter Beagrey in his first spell.
Joe, Brazilian Joe.
Joe.
Oh God, yeah, that's a shocker.
There's some absolute rogues on that
Morgan
list.
Schneiderlin was number 2, wasn't he?
That was
wrong. Yeah, that was awful.
Patterson 3 was worse though. Patterson being number 3.
Patterson 3, just like whoa.
That absolutely smashed my OCD through the roof. It's like, is the pitch the wrong way round? What's going on?
It's not right.
Benitez's last little on the way out, I've given him number 3 just to really get it left in the fan base.
Was Preki ever number 11?
Preki,
7, I think.
He did. Oh, 12?
12.
12?
12
and 16. I don't like number 12 as a football shirt number. And I don't like 20 or 30 just because they don't look right. The only round number that looks okay on a shirt is 10.
12's always been a substitute for me. Old money.
What's that?
12's always been a substitute for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or an Italian goalkeeper. That's very niche, but I don't know why. Like an Italian sub goalie wears number 12. I don't know why.
He never had 13s, did he? Did it because they've got triskaidekaphobia, which is the
that is
13. Yeah.
I like some cream for that.
So our number 13s, and it's probably with good reason that people have got that condition you mentioned. Neil Mowbray, Yerry Mina, Mangala, the shit one, Ian Turner, Steve Simonson, Paul Gerrard, Jason Keaton, Pat Nevin, John Bailey, and Mark Higgins.
Wow.
Now, so I mean that's a list of really crap and unlucky players.
That sounds like the teams we used to send out to the Mersey Masters and get battered.
Yeah, I mean Pat Nevin's probably the outlier there.
Yeah. Definitely.
John Bailey as well. To be fair,
my dad forgave Mark Higgins the other month. We did a tour at Goodison and Mark Higgins. Then my dad finally forgave him. I was like, "What's your beef with him?" He said, "Well, I paid into his testimonial because we thought he was retiring, and 6 months later he turned up in a Man United shirt." It's like, we won't give him money. We thought he was retiring. Thought you were retiring.
He did have a massive injury, and I think he did retire early, didn't he?
Yeah, nobody did retire, then came out of it for like
Right.
10 games at United, but one of them was at Goodison. And my dad was just like, we've all put in. Like in the 80s as well, do you know, everyone was skint? Like,
Yeah.
we've all put in here, and he's just come legging it past.
for the opposition.
Yeah.
That is, isn't it? That's like having a whip round for somebody at work, isn't it? And then they just said, "No, it is. I'm going to stay."
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
They don't fuck off, yeah.
It's like the end of Bullseye, innit? I'm gonna take the money, but we're also gonna have a go and try and win the speed. No, you're not. It doesn't work like that, son.
class.
But he was nice to us on the tour, so dad forgave him finally.
Yeah. He was going to be the next big thing at Everton in terms of like defenders. He was up there with Kevin Ratcliffe, possibly ahead of him at first. I think Kevin Ratcliffe used to be stuck out on that left back in that classic Everton centre half tradition where we just lash him a full back first.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. That's got numbers though. I think.
Yo,
Yeah. What's your favourite?
Number?
Yeah. Mine's 3. It was my Sunday League number and Leighton Baines.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to argue with. I feel like it's cliche saying 9, but I feel like it's been disrespected this like century. Like when you see like people like BT, Cone, and Donovan, and then there's been like loads of seasons where there's been no number 9. It's like
yeah. God,
when Saha knocked it off, didn't he? Saha went on 8 instead. Like,
yeah.
Once you just said, no, you're number 9, mate. Just keep the number.
Oh, you're not playing.
Did we give Rondon number 9 as well?
Oh,
what was that? Who was that? Sorry.
Did we give Rondon?
No, he was 20 odd, wasn't he?
No, he's 33.
33. Look at that. I love that straight off there, mate.
Is
your knowledge for this sort of stuff absolutely blows me mind.
Tom's like this. He knows. Well, he used to. I don't know if he does now, but it's mainly down to FIFA. That's why.
All right. That video was doing the rounds again the other day, wasn't it? The girl arguing about a pint, and then the substitution in the background, Rondon and Tosin.
Unbelievable, that isn't it? The way it's so bad.
Video. It's like just a belt of video on every level, isn't it? It's so good.
Her unawareness of it really makes it, doesn't it? Like she's got no idea.
But it stands out so much in the background, doesn't it? Because the telly looks massive, and it's like
the still of it is so good as well. Because Tosin doesn't even really want to come on, does he? Just like, oh, you're throwing me on, aren't you?
Yeah, he looks proper shocked and like, oh, nah, you're all right. Right, last 2. Another belt of this from Jake. Which is better, blue or white goal nets? Our old blue nets aren't allowed anymore, but they look 10 times better. I agree. I like the blue nets.
No, it is. I put a question on 1 week for you to answer.
Yeah,
and it was being the best nets we've ever had. And I remember it was the very first Premier League nets. They were like a honeycomb shape.
Yeah,
and they were really, really baggy, so it looked great when the ball went down and went
like
under.
Italia 90.
Yeah, like them. I think it was when Barry Orne scored the first goal in the Premier League, and when he hits it, hits the underside of the bar and then goes like down the back of the net, and it looks
away
great.
at Southampton, is that right?
No, Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday was at home, wasn't he? It was the first Premier League goal.
So it was completely wrong. I got the letter S right out of it.
Southampton used to have those for ages, didn't they? They had those nets. Because remember, there was a game where Mark Hughes scored, went outside the net, and they just gave a goal.
Yeah.
So it was like, it went in, and he's like, no, it's outside the net.
It bounced off the Hordens, didn't it? And came back out, and he just gave it, and he's like, what?
Yeah, God.
Because the ones that we had during the Europa League were terrible around 2009 season, when it looked like you were sitting there and it looked like there was no net up until the ball actually hit it. And I didn't like. I don't know whether
the expansion ones. So when I like the floppy ones, as Ian's saying there, because the ripple effect that it used to give. And that's not like a callback to Everton's former website designers, Ripple Effect, Derek Atkinson. Anyway,
you got insider knowledge on Mailbag there. Go ahead.
And then the stanchion ones, because we used to recreate them with we used to play footy in the mid-90s, just like round by me mum's and that. We used to get poles and put them up, trying all kinds of different nets, and then it was a waste of time because there was a big rip in the top corner. So then Henry were about 2 yards in, so everyone used to aim for that then. So it was more about not scoring, but you've got to get it through the gap in the net. Jesus Christ!
I think we need a return to stanchions.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember I watched the little film throughout the week. I think it was Wolves against Crystal Palace in '95 in the cup, and like two of the goals got
Liam,
stuck in the
that's
stanchion.
class.
It's just like
Absolutely class.
unbelievable stuff. Like
Yeah.
before the best goals you've seen, like two of them just got like literally. I think one from Chris Armstrong, and it was in the
I was
stanchion.
just about to say, that was class. Is it just proper stops there, doesn't it?
Yeah, just actually it stays
Yeah,
in the
just
stanchion.
stuck in there.
Yeah.
How good would you feel if you just scored and then that happens as well? Be like scoring twice.
I just
No, it is.
walk off.
I'd
I'd be like,
run
I'm
over.
done, mate. I'm not doing better than that. See you later.
go full Costanza and just walk out.
Yeah, just yeah.
I'd just go and run over to the goal, point at the ball there, take it out, and then just walk and just say, just abandon the game. That's it. Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just end football because it's peaked right there. That's it.
Definitely.
Right, last one from Tangled Up in Blues. Really important topic. It's a nice sunny day. What's your default ice lolly ice cream on a sunny day? For him, it's a feast or a cornetto. A man of impeccable taste there, I've got to say. Paul?
It's lolly ice for a start.
Well, it is.
Okay.
But, you know,
Anything else? I do like a Calippo.
we've got a wide ranging audience, some of who will say ice.
Okay, it's lolly ice, and that's it.
Yeah. I actually put that in a work group conversation last week and no one pulled me on it, which surprised me.
And you work in London?
Because they're all from London, yeah. No one pulled me on it. But anyway, probably no one read it, that's why. Sorry, Paul, what was yours?
I do like a Calippo. I do like a feast.
Yeah.
A funny feast.
My God, now you're talking. Do you remember? Right, I'm going back for the 80s lads here. Does anyone remember the Banana Man? Lolly Ices? It was like toffee and banana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were bouncers. Yeah.
They were dead nice. Yeah.
Petition to get them back for the Southampton game. Just for the Southampton game.
Liam, what are you going for?
Probably a bit boring. First of all, it is lolly ice. That is, I've been with Emma 10 years now, including a few years of marriage, and it's been a real sticking point throughout our entire relationship because she goes, it's ice lolly. I'm like, no, it's lolly ice. You don't call a lollipop a pop lolly, do you?
Yeah, correct.
It's a lolly ice. It's as simple as that. But tips go to probably really simple, just like an orange lolly ice, just like really nice and simple and refreshing. Because I think
made, what they called?
Yeah, I just feel like with a chocolate one, although I have to say Maggie gave me one in the Denby the other day, it was delicious. It doesn't feel as like refreshing on a hot day, if that makes sense, because it's chocolate.
Yeah.
Even though nice. Yeah. But there was one that came to mind when I saw the question. Don't remember it from the 90s. I think it was called Score, and it was the shape of a football boot.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And it was strawberry and like vanilla ice cream, and it had like a ball in the middle of it that was a chewy, and it was unbelievable.
Score.
Up there with Premier League crisps when you were a kid, like I want to have some Premier League crisps and a Score.
Tell you what, we're belted. I don't know if they still do them. The Everton chocolate bars. It's proper cheap chocolate, but it basically. Do you remember the old logo?
Yeah,
Everton
the line through it.
The line through it. Yeah.
The ammo with it. There's like a picture of ammo with it. Isn't it? Where he's just holding a chocolate bar like that.
That was the mid-90s with peak Everton merch, definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had like borders around my room that were like all the old badges. Like I had like the EFC ones you off the like the kids in 17, 18, the off kit, and it had like Everton with the line through it. But I was so made up because there was just a border around the middle of my room. Mum and Dad like told me board. I was like, this is amazing.
Remember they brought that monthly video out with Elton Wellesley doing the thingy, and then they had, I think it was either the second or the third one. They got the first ever interview with Duncan Ferguson after he'd been in prison.
Yeah,
and it's like,
Duncan,
Duncan speaks like he never spoke before. And
no one had heard him speak, had they?
Never ever
do interviews.
It wasn't his first interview. It was actually the first time he'd ever spoken.
And they used someone over his voice like Jerry Adams in the 80s. Yeah. Like, or made him do helium like the day.
Everton football club. It's a legitimate football club.
Ian, what lolly ice you going with?
I'm going to be boring and just go for a 99. But it's got to be proper ice cream, not Mr. Whippy.
Okay. See, I was going to go with a Mr. Whippy.
I like the cheap Whippy one, although they're not 99p. They're like $5.99, but
yeah.
I think I've had it so many times I just got sick of it.
Yeah, if anyone's in New Brighton, there's I don't know if it's still the same girl doing it, but there's an ice cream truck there. Gail runs it, and if you ask for both sauces, she will look at you like you've just smacked her in the face.
What? You've got to get both?
She doesn't like giving you two sauces. She does. So it's so fun. We went up and asked for these ice creams. I just go, "Do you want sauce on it?" I was like, "Yes, please. Red or blue. Can I have both?" And she just looked like, give me this death stare. Like, stared at me while she did it. And I went, "Okay, thank you, bye." I was dead friendly. Like,
look at you like you'd asked for a 69 instead of a 99.
Oh, here we go.
That's Dave's.
Dave is here, so Dargan's assuming the metal.
we were so close. We were so close. We're about to finish.
Would it be worse if you said monkey's blood?
I try that next time.
Just
yeah, she's lovely, and she does a great job. It's a cracking ice cream, but yeah, she just doesn't like doing the two sauces for some reason. So if anyone's in New Brighton, give it a go.
I feel like I'm going to go there just to order the two sauces.
Yeah,
you should. Yeah,
I don't think you get ice cream vans as much anymore, do you?
No, it's always on top when they come round in the winter, just like randomly. You're like,
because they're paedophiles.
Are you selling ice cream there, mate? Or
I don't know about you, but when I grew up, they used to sell like ciggies and stuff. So
yeah,
I was like, then on a Sunday, there's some ciggies there.
99 and 10 LB for me now, please.
A 99 and 10 silk cup, please.
And you're still getting a change out of a fiver, by the way.
Yeah, easy, yeah. Right, go on, Paul.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I might even just go down to New Brighton and ask, can I have red and blue sauce? I don't even want an ice cream. Can you just give me... No, lose her shit then, isn't she?
Like Peter Kay.
Please.
Yeah, like Peter Kay, the ice cream man coming.
Yeah. It's all melted. Classic.
Mr. Softy, one of it, yeah.
Right, we will leave it there for this week's mailbag. Thanks to Ian, thanks to Liam, thanks to Paul, thanks to everyone who sent questions in. We will catch you next time.